going to this series of ruins, and last week we decided to make this a three-parter with the Indiana Jones fun, like imagination running wild, because we've been spending some time. And hello, welcome if you're joining us now, or if you're watching the replay. My name is Gabriel Stockton. We've been doing these for the last 4-5 years, and we keep doing them because you keep showing up. So let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm gonna flip the camera and we're gonna just dive right into it. I did do a post that I was running a little late today just due to the wonderful joys of technology and things around us. Yeah, so without any further ado, hey Marcos! I did post a drawing of this, so if you are subscribed, you should be getting the notifications if I'm starting later for some reason, or if we're like for instance, I posted the drawing. Hey, there's Mr. Eric. Drive safe, bro. Let me flip the camera around, and I gotta grab one thing, so I'll be right back. You could take a look at what we have here. Go ahead and grab your wonderful things. Here is the sketch. And so I'm going to move that right about there. I'm going to grab my palette. So just give me one moment. Do. All right. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me. I am going to go ahead and grab out my brushes. So I'm going to be using this Escoda wonderful. So Escoda had the Evolution Ultimo, and this is now the number 12. Oh, thank you so much for letting me know. Look at that flat side, and now it doesn't roll down the table, which is kind of nice, because I paint on an angle. The first color I'm going to be using today is quinacridone or gold, or quinacridone deep gold. Alright, so we're going to start putting down the first wash. And wow, look at that dirty palette. Oh my goodness. So paper towels. Where are you, paper towels? Alright, well, I got 1, 2 paper towels. Alright. I can make this work. 3 paper towels. Ooh, I'm blessed. So I usually just take a paper towel. And look at that. You can eat also. One of my mentors, he would use just a sponge. You could get just a nice, lovely sponge, and just wet a sponge and just. But I like these Vivas. Look at that. Just The first one, I dip it in the water, and then I bring it on down. So my palette, everything right now is on like a 20%, yeah, grade. So this was the first one that came out, the 20. And it did so well, they came out with the 20, or the 12. And they came out with a travel brush. If you haven't seen that video, I think I did it last month. But here's the boxes. There's a 12, a 16, and a 16 travel. And then you got the original OG there, the 20. I mean, this is usually my go-to here, the 14 squirrel. The only reason I'm using this one right now is because in this scene, I want really nice, light, washes. Now, there's got to be some smoke over here. And, yeah, let's just dive in. So, here's some Queen Gold Deep. And I'm gonna grab just a little buff titanium. And now it has like just a little more semi-transparency to it. So I'm gonna kick in like right about here. And I could use some more water. There we go. So there we go, nice and light. Now, we're gonna go with around where that smoke is coming out of our ruin. And right now, if I skip and have little bits and pieces of white, that's a good thing. That might be where there's like old pitted pieces, you know. We need to make this look like a ruined. And so some areas put some thicker paint down, but definitely you want a good batch over here. Don't just have like a little thing like that, all right? So then I did add some bats. Oh, I got a little batty, and I put some bats, you know. Our guy here, he does not like bats. And, you know, I got a new color. I'm adding a new color to my palette. It's Quinacridone Rose. I think that's it. I'll have to look. So I just did a demonstration. If you're following me on so if you're following me on, Instagram, I just did a demonstration for Daniel Smith, and let me just set this off to the side. So, one of the wonderful things about doing demonstrations is this. That's right. Look at that. And somewhere in here is that tube of paint. Oh, there it is. So, Quinacridone Rose. This is gonna be my new red in my palette, friends. Why? Well, dun dun dun, let me show you. So I always like to have one of these little sketchbooks, and we're gonna turn to a page like that, or we're gonna have a page like that. And if you're new here, some of the stuff that you're seeing in this little sketchbook, we've done here on this channel. All right, let's move all that out of the way. Remember that game you used to do and guess how many jelly beans in a jar? Put in the comments, how many tubes of paint do you think is right here? I'm just curious if you can guess. So here's the Quin Rose, all right? So that's a new one I'm gonna add. One of the colors that I typically use here, Where are you? So there's another Quinn Rose. See, I always just go and buy 2 tubes of paint. Garnet's a good one too. Mayan Red's a good one. I think it was Eric was asking about the Mayans. So there's only one that's a real actual permatect, and I think that is the Mayan Blue. I'm not seeing it, so let's just go off of the palette. So this red I have is Pyro Red. So Pyro Red is it's not a cad red, but it's a nice warm red. Now there is a warmer red, but it kind of a little more orangey, and that's Scarlet. So Pyro Scarlet. This is my other red. And you're probably saying that looks more violet. Well, this is the ultramarine, rose of ultramarine. Now, if I want to make this a little more orangey, I just add Pyro Orange to that red. And now it's kind of a more fiery. I used this recently in a blacksmith or metalsmith painting, along with this yellow, and it made a really oops, that's blue. This yellow is Hansa Yellow Light, and I made a fire with just those 3. All right, so Quinn Rose, look at that. Isn't that cool? So, that does not look like this or that, okay? I cannot get this one to look like that. Why would I choose quinacridone rose out of all the other colors? This one reason. PV19, that's it, okay? This Pyro Red, it's just one color. This Rose of Ultramarine, it's just one color. And hey, hello and welcome all you others that are jumping on here. So, and the other nice thing about this color is this. Does it matter to you? I want to know in the comments. Light fastness. Some of you are new here, some of you have been around here, and there's more of you hopping on here. I'm glad you're here. So this quinacridone rose. Now, don't get confused with quinacridone coral. Oh wait, all right. It is not the same color. Why? PR209. Okay. So, and what did I tell you this one was? Were you listening? PV. PV. What does PV mean? If this is PR, this is pigment red. This is pigment violet. Pretty cool, right? Because the red I already have, ladies and gentlemen, Pyro Red is a PR254. All right? And the light fastness of Pyro Red is, guess what? Excellent. 100+ years. And guess what our new friend is in my palette? Is 100+ year light fastness rating. This is going to outlast Gabriel Stockton in my painting. That does matter to me. All right, and then we go over to our wonderful friend, Rose of Ultramarine. If you like how ultramarine granulates, so Rose of Ultramarine is also 100+ color. But guess what? It has PB29, pigment blue 29, and it has PV19. What? Gabriel, are you kidding me? Did you see it? Were you paying attention? What have I told you guys in the past what PB29 is? Ultramarine blue. If I have ultramarine blue and I add quinacridone rose to it, I now have rose of ultramarine. Are you kidding me? That's pretty cool. So guess what? If this is the warm part of the flower, guess what the rose of ultramarine is going to be? This part. So now I could probably ditch rose of ultramarine and have quinacridone rose. And then when I want rose of ultramarine, I do my own little mixture. Pretty cool, right? So now that I just got nerdy with you, I gotta get rid of all these out of here, out of the way. So we got amethyst, Mayan red, Jean Brilliant 1, which is a new one. And there's a color I can't even pronounce, but I love this. It's the borax. We got some cobalt greens up in here. We've got more queen gold. There's your Jean Brilliant 2 and a 1 again. So thank you, Daniel Smith. There we got some coral reef. That's another new color. We swatched these out a couple weeks back, and this is another favorite, graphite gray. Good times. Oh, look, these have a P on it. What does P mean? Permatech. There's garnet. Garnet. All right. And Minnesota pipestone. And of course, we need some gouache. And there's a couple of gouaches in here. All right, I digress. Look at there. Green apatite. You will love green apatite. Oh, and you, Lazarus. This is the original OG. OG Meister. All right. This is ultramarine blue. Back in the Egyptian days. All right. Back to our Indiana Jones. And, you know, I'm so glad you're here. And, look at that. It has already done some pretty cool stuff. And what I want to do, though, is add just a little bit of that quinacridone rose. So watch. Here's rose of ultramarine. Look at that. Ain't that wonderful? And I can actually add a little more red. Look at that. Would you look at that? And now we come here. Oh my goodness. It's a match made in heaven. Good times. You know, I have room to learn to live. I hope I have room to live. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna add some Quin Rose to this. Why? Because I want some fun, juicy, lovely color up in here. But then hold on. And you're like, I don't have that color, Gabriel. You never talked about that color. It's all good. You can use the ultramarine, rose of ultramarine, or a Limson Crimson. So I'm cooling that off. And then what happens if I found out this mixture? Ooh. So you know how I like Sleeping Beauty? Sleeping Beauty with that rose, it makes a really cool gray. And guess where that's going to go? It's going to go in here. like this, and then some more I'm gonna put under here with the ruins. Now it's really gonna look ruinsy. Ruinsy, Eric. Did you hear that? And there is an amazing artist, and if you've never heard of him, you need to, I guess, go to the library or get the. I don't know if it's on Libby, but man, Libby is like my new crack. I say that sparingly, meaning Libby is an app that you can get books from the library. And don't tell them I told you, but all those magazines that you're paying for digitally, and you can get them from the library. And some of them you might get lucky. And you might be able to get these art magazines, and you can hit subscribe and it lets you know when the new watercolor magazine comes out. What? Are you kidding me? Isn't that the coolest? I mean, coolest ever. I was just like, hey, I'm gonna pull up our handsome guy here. And now I've got a hat to see. Look at what's going on in there. Ooh. We've got the Queen Gold with that reddish, lovely stuff. And we've got, oh my gosh, we've got some science. Look at this hat. So what would I start with that hat? And so I'm going to just get rid of this for now because guess what? I remember what that mix is. All right. So, I'm just curious, those that are here in the channel, have any of you started getting ready to do like an art show or something? Any upcoming events? Do you remember that cool classic car I was working on that I showed you all? With the gentleman getting the gas. I am so blessed. I just found out that painting. Well, I was kind of bummed. It didn't get into one show. So I kind of made an olive green here-ish. And I was kind of bummed. It didn't get into a show. And then I entered it into another show. And guess what? It got a 3rd place. I'm so stoked. Now I'm going to get into olive. Thicker olive with a little bit of burnt sienna. And there is the rim of the hat. And so my goal right now of why I'm painting the hat is looking at our contrast. So I'm not painting this like I typically paint, like on my own. I'm going to jump around with you when some cool things come to mind. I hope you don't mind. I think on this channel, I can allow myself a little more freedom and show you some cool stuff. But anyways, I digress. Let me know in the comments if you are working on doing any shows. So this is Jean Brilliant, the Daniel Smith one. It's not the Holbein one anymore. And here's his neck. And I'm still using this brush. And Eric was having an art show, but he's driving right now, so let him drive safely. I'm so proud of him. He had an art show at his mother's little home there. And hopefully he doesn't get upset with me. I'm sharing that with you. But I'm so proud of him. And some of you might remember our good friend, Mr. Hansen. He posted today or yesterday or sometime this week that he was teaching at a local coffee shop or something up towards Santa Cruz. So that's pretty cool. So I'm looking at the color of the jacket. So Eric's a mentee of mine, and so was Mr. Hansen. And I'm just so stoked for these people, these men, and our wonderful French speaking lovely lady from Canada. Can you guess who I'm talking about? That's right, Marie. I'm working with Marie, been working with Marie and Eric. And so I get so excited when you guys are just doing so many cool things. And then we're all doing cool stuff together, right? So just let me know in the chat. And someone else is having a birthday. That would be my wife. My lovely wife is she's turning 13 this weekend. Did I say 13? I did not mean 13. I am not what was the piano? I'm not Jerry Lee Lewis. So I'm using some granulating colors here. But yes, wish my lovely bride a happy birthday. All these Amazon packages here at the house are all her birthday presents. Except for one, there is, I will be teaching cartooning camp and comic and caricature camp this summer at our art school. I just now put in some cobalt in here for his jacket for the shadow part. So I'm building up the values. See that? That's the strap for this bag that's down here. I'm not too worried about that, but I just wanted to build this shape. Now, I'm not doing the rim of the hat with this brush. I'm going to set that aside for a second. But what I am going to use is the good old perla. And am I going to pull out a tiny little perla? No, I'm just going to get this number 12. Number 12 has a great tip on it. If you're looking for a brush, you don't have to get one of these teeny tiny brushes. I mean, I have them, but this has such a good point on it. There's the brim of this hat, just a little bit darker. We really don't see his skin tones. And we can always go darker, so stay light. Now, this is a darker brim here. We're going to make a shadow on this darker side here. So guess what? This sky area's got to go a lot lighter. And so I shared, I don't know if you're following me on that. There's an app. Oh, shoot. What's it called? Oh, crud. But I'm always posting once a week little pro tips. And It's not coming to me. If I remember later, I'll put it in the comments for this video. But there's an app. A lot of people left Blogger, and now they are, and a lot of people left on Twitter, and are not doing X. They're doing this other app, and crud, I'm so bad at promoting myself right now. Anywho, so when I post, and you're getting my post, oh, could you guys put in the chat if you got a notification I was starting later today? I'm just curious. And I know your answer, Eric. But, I did post that I was starting a little bit later today. Anywho, there's the birthday woman. Hi, birthday lady. She's all of a sudden shy. So there's the hat. This hat has to fit on his head, okay? And let's get back into here. And you know what I want to do in here? So I think I can take... So the only time I really clean my palette is if I'm doing something totally different. Alright? So I'm going to try another new mix. Because why? We have another red. So this red, I'm going to mix into that yellow. And it's going to make an orangey color, which should be different than transparent violet orange. Let's find out. It sure is. Look at that. It's a lot vibrant and pinker. Pinker. Can you say pinker? Alright, so I'm going to try this again. So I want to show you something. So if I take yellow first, and that's my base, alright? Now I take a little bit of pinkish. That's what I get. So this now is a warmer yellow. I would say this is Hansa Yellow Deep. And if I went, oh, look at it. Oh, what just happened? Okay, let's check it out. So that's Aussie Gold, Permanent Yellow Deep. Thank you. Wonderful. Hansa Yellow Deep. Let's find out. Let's find out. Hansa Yellow Deep has in it PY65. Alright. And that's it. That's what I love about Hansa Yellow. So this now has our PV and our PY. But I'm just curious, this mix, how's it different? Bum, bum, bum. So I don't typically bring this with me out plein air painting. Let's play with that. Where's our little book? Where's our little book? Right here. So this is Hansa Yellow Deep. Let's add more water to it. All right. And let's try my new mix with our added new color. Whoa, it is not the same. That's pretty cool. I could probably get it close if I add just a little bit of this wonderful transparent pyrrole orange. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Want, want, want. Dang. Who's a mixing master? I'm just kidding. Alright. Mixing master. Get out of here with that crazy talk. If you didn't know it, I did a lovely demo for Daniel Smith. We had to do a double feature with the wonderful Scott And that's how I got all those wonderful things of paint. And let's see what your guesses were. How many things of tubes of paint was here? And no one guessed? No one guessed? Oh, come on, you guys. You gotta get excited and play along. You're probably busy painting. I get it. 61 tubes. 61 tubes. What? I am a blessed, very blessed individual. And I'm not bragging. I'm not. I'm just, this company takes care of their people. And it's such a wonderful opportunity. So I'm gonna put this orangey glue here inside. We're gonna get cool Technicolor here inside. Then I'm gonna add more yellow. Because this guy is gonna be a purpley color. I've already decided this guy that's chasing after Indy we talked about last week. He is going to be kind of purpley. Purpley. What kind of language is that? Now we got the yellow, Hansa yellow light. Did you see how I did that? And then guess what? I'm going to now reverse in reverse. So I painted it down that way. And now I'm painting it back this way. Just, there's nothing. Whoa. Whoa, Nelly. Oh my goodness. I'm just now painting and mixing onto the page. Yes, you can do that. So this was gonna have like that glow of fire, remember? Remember our story? This is like, this place is caught on fire and Indy is getting a heck out of Dodge. And this yellowy color here. And then this sand-like color. Goethite. If you ever come to San Diego, just bring your goethite. You plan on doing the beaches and painting with me? Yeah, that's right. I said you could come paint with me. I'd love to have you come San Diego and we go paint on the beach. And there you go. Eric, bring a regular swimming suit, not your bikini. All right, so guess what? Now I'm gonna take this thing called Chinese white. It is a warm white, and I'm gonna mix it to that stuff. And now I'm gonna put it right in here where it would be smoke. And I'm gonna add that smoke. And you know what makes a really cool smoky color? Check this out. I mean, this is the ultimate mix right here. Without green that's in my paint. This here is cobalt blue. Now, we add its complement. So we're actually making a blue-orange gray. That's right, you heard me correct. A blue-orange gray. Watch. What? Look at that. Smoke. Now we go back to some orange. You can mix this on the page too. And you know what helps more? Water. Look at that. Look at that smoke. See that? That smoke has orange and blue and gray. And I'm now going to go back to my brush that has lots of what? Agua. Sorry, I just ran right into the cord. My bad. There we go. So it gets lighter up there. So less orange, more water, more blue, and it's gonna get lighter. And this comes over there. Now it goes over here, just water on this side of the orange. Look at that. Smoking. That's a different movie. You be smoking. Can you name that movie? Jim Carrey. Yeah, baby. Not Ace Ventura. The Mask. Are you guys already falling asleep on me? I know it's late for some of you. Look at that. Smoke. Blue skies. Nothing but blue skies. Is that what you did? You put blue skies? Sure. We're gonna do blue sky. But it's gonna be exotic looking. But first I want to get this other piece in first right here. So I gotta get some clean water. I got this other little guy here. Super cool. Look at that. Nice head of thorn, crown of thorns. Dun, dun, dun. Now there's just some water like that. And then we'll go back to my mix. Blue. A little bit of orange. A little bit of orange. There we go. And some smoke along the top. There we go. More orange. More orange. There we go. Nice. And then if you take graphite gray, what? I mean, it's just a hunch. But you know how there's like that soot, kind of. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just being silly, Gabriel. Now we're gonna just drop in some. Wow. Now, yes, there are some other combinations out there. This is not the only combo for making smoke. All right. We're right here. And then we'll get to your sky. So, some dirty gray and quinacridone. That's what that is. Right there. And I've got to put it here too. This is called staining. But this has got to be... The reason why that's cooler and darker is because I've got to make this look nice and bright. Alright. But I'm going to leave a little edge of white on my little dude there. How would I do this part? Just real quick, I'd take just that quinacridone. And if you paint the way you want this to lay, so I'm going to paint in my directional lines there. I'm going to add some water in there and lighten it up. We're going to go back next week. If you're just now joining me, next week we're going to dive into this. And we're going to go in and do all the little textures. Getting down the base today. Yep. All right, now I'll take a little bit of that Cobalt or Sleeping Beauty. And now this part is going to be the cool side here. See that? And it's not paint by numbers. Don't be paint by numbers. We're just leaving little bits and pieces in there. And then I'm gonna just take some water and splash in there. And that's gonna add some texture. Watch. Watch very closely. Don't take your eyes off. But that shadow, Sleeping Beauty, Sleeping Beauty. I'm now gonna do this. Whoop. There's this shadow. What? Gabriel, it looks like green. It's gonna get lighter. Trust me. Watercolor gets lighter. Now I'm gonna do one little pass of gold right back down here. This is called painting wet into wet. All right. And then I'm gonna splatter. That's gonna make some cool textures. And then next week, we're gonna go in here and put some cool, wonderful things in there, okay? And then we'll do our second part of the smoke. There's this part here. So this guy's gotta have like a thing of fire in one hand. That's what the smoke's coming from. So there's gonna be a thing of yellow right there, and then a thing of orange. This is like the glow of the thing that's in his hands. And then smoke. And now this gets a little bit less. Okay, there it is. Voila. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're gonna go into here. I got this next step, nice light. I'm getting to this guy. I really am. I really am. Here we are. I gotta get this in here. Going around that shoe. There's my... This. We just get in here and knock that out. I can paint right through the shoes. The shoes are gonna go darker. Our mummy guy over here. All right. Splatter some water down there. Don't splatter your iPad. I'm gonna take some of this Sleeping Beauty and cool off this side. And then there's a shadow. But look, see where the eye is? It's looking up. So I can take a little more coin gold and go like this. And then check this out. Now I just take water. And what I really can do is turn it this way. So remember when it used to rain when you were a little kid? And there'd be water going down in the gutter, and then you grab a leaf and you throw a leaf, and then it would go down the gutter because all the rain. If I just add water right here, I don't have to scrape with my really nice brush. See that? And then I'm just gonna lightly add more water. And now I've got that cool little spot, but I've got to leave it there just for a little bit. Let's go ahead and put a little more gold here. This is called mixing wet and wet. Now that's too warm. This is cool. Cool, man. Alright, then this gets a nice value. We're painting wet into wet, but I'm changing my brush. And I'm going over here to the perla because I need more pigment. I'm putting in that blue, not here, just here. It's making kind of a greenish, yes. And right here. Oops, I want it more turquoise than green. So if it starts going mixing green on you, say no, 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 no. Put more turquoise. And that's good. Because that bridge, if you weren't here, fell down. Now we got our truck here, our Jeep. It's saying, Andy. So Jeeps are an army green, but I'm gonna grab olive and some of this graphite gray, and we are in the army now. This is gonna be a little bit darker up here in the front because guess what? These lights are bright and shiny. So there we go. There's our Jeep. We're gonna do some cool 3D work here. Like that. First, I'm gonna go grab that Queen Rose and drop it in here and put in the back part of my Jeep. And then the Jeep green here, but lighter. So I'm trying to make that look like a rag top. I say R-A-G. R-A-G-G-M-O-P. Rag mop. Doodle-doo-doo. Look at that. Rag top. Alright. Cool. And we'll take a little bit of that on the front here for the grill. Now, there's lights, camera, action. So, over here is darker. Whoa, that's way too dark. Grab some yellow. There we go. And we're gonna paint this grassy area. I'm not worried about our friend, the whip. I say whip it. Now, there you might have put a ruin that fell down right there, but that's down here. Should be down here. There we go. It gets darker where the light is. Where the light from the Jeep. You guys are learning some cool special effects stuff right now today. Ooh. For right now, I'm just gonna put a lavender bluish windshield. My water is dirty, dirty, dirty. There we go. But I can still work with it. All right, check this out. So this is, all right, let's do this guy. The only thing is, with our sky, we've got a monkey, all right? That's a snake. And we got a monkey, and we've got a snake, and we've got a ruin. That is a lot going on. I'm gonna grab my squirrel mop brush, some clean water, and we've got our manganese violet. Some of you got it, some of you don't. It's all good. Oh, I already had some in here. And I got ultramarine blue. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get that manganese violet and put it up here first. Now that monkey, he is a monkey king. He's not just your typical monkey. And then there's a tree. And then smoke. His face is gonna be... There we go. I left some whites where he's gonna be backlit. Alright. Now I'm grabbing some ultramarine blue. I guess I could do the mix over here. Over here. All 9 of you. Hello. There's more of you. Marcos. Is it a blue sky? Alright, it's gonna be a blue sky. But it's gonna be an evening blue sky. Now I've got ultramarine coming in. So I did what's called killing my whites and leaving and doing, sorry. You obviously I could tell that I'm doing something a little new. I typically do. I just do that crazy stuff in front of you all just to prove that I am just as brave as you are. Now I'm taking some green, but with my perla. So he's up in this tree and it's getting dark. Indy's got to get out of here. It's getting dark. So we've got our green goethite. Now I'm not going to put green goethite just in there. I'm going to put in the blue first. Ultramarine blue. And I'm going to make it a blue-green. So there's this tree. That's right. The tree is green. We are in the jungle, folks. And the tree just got bigger, and I'm so glad. But now I'm going to put some brown. This is burnt sienna. And if you're just watching tonight, you plan on painting it another time, just put in the comments. I'm kind of curious. Dun dun dun. This is going to get ghostly up in here. And then we could put a tree going behind. And then the trees come down. This is a big tree. We don't want our monkey falling out. That's right. I just put a suggestion of a tree up there earlier. Did not put the actual size when I draw these things. Sometimes I draw them, the drawing is a little smaller. But what I want is some tree stuff happening up in here. Alright, now we've got to take our mop brush, clean the palette. I probably should just clean the other side, but this stuff is for another painting I'm working on over there. So I don't want to clean it, sorry. So ultramarine blue is my base, and now I'm adding a little bit of the purple and some manganese blue. This next section, and if that's too much of a change, guess what we got to do? We got to add some purpley goodness in there. This is now going to make our snake pop. I am adding just water. I'm leaving the whites of the tree. Down here's gonna be some bats. It's gonna get batty. There we go. This is going around the snake. Saving the white of the snake. I have not decided. Oh, you know what I gotta do today? Oh my goodness. I, for one time, felt like a real celebrity. One of my collectors who buys my work once a year, he took me, he works at the San Diego Zoo, and I got to go behind the scenes of the San Diego Zoo, and I got to pet the tortoises. So we went in where the tortoises were, and I got to scratch their neck. I will be posting videos at a later date. And because I think we're gonna do some Ninja Turtles or something, or maybe add them into one of our ruins paintings. Then I gotta go into the reptile where they keep the snakes and lizards. I gotta see some pythons today. What? Yeah, you heard me right. I know some of you here probably are not friends of the cold-blooded. So, yeah, I gotta go behind the scenes of the San Diego Zoo. If you are a Padres fan, they now have a zoo, Padres. We're gonna make Rose of Ultramarine now. They made a zoo hat, a zoo Padres hat. Pretty cool. So I know you don't live here and you're not a Padres fan, but a lot of our zoo people are very happy right now because they are Padre fans and they work at the San Diego Zoo. So there's that. We're gonna now do this thing again. We're adding orange, some clean water. I'm gonna look at your comments. I'm just curious, like, what are you guys up to? Orangey, orangey, orangey. Slow down there. Whoa. Whoa. We're gonna paint upside down for a second. I need clean water, clean water, clean water. Clean enough. This went a little bit faster than what I wanted. So I'm getting water to get that gravity coming on back. Bring it on back. Bring it on back. And then, you know what I need? Do you know? I need some of that new red. And then some of that yellow. And then some gouache. What? The gouache now is gonna do something pretty cool. I hope you're open to seeing some cool special effects. I mean, we are getting photographic up in this. This is an epic scene. It's gotta be epic. It's Indiana Jones and the Temple of something. Let's get into here. You guys can do this. This is child's play, right? Some splatters. Now, we flip it back over. Bum, bum, bum. Nope, not quite. We gotta paint sideways. Psych. So we got our ruin right there. And it's going to be backlit. So I'm thinking cobalt, turquoise, or sleeping beauty, and buff titanium or gray titanium, whichever you have. And then now we've got to use a little bit of that tight and controlled stuff that you've been working so hard not to do anymore. Now you get to do it. So I'm painting that ruin like it is backlit. I'm gonna leave a little bit of white on the back of my truck, Jeep, whatever. I'm leaving a little bit of white edge around my ruin. Leaving some white around the side of the Jeep. Alright, and then we come over here, leave just a little bit of white around the Jeep top on the other side. I'm not worried about Indy's rope. Okay, and then it's gotta be all over again. Welcome to the jungle. I'm checking the comment here. Oops. Late again. Hey, we started late today too, so it's all good. Marcos. Alright, you guys are so quiet today. There's a person there going, Indy! But we're gonna leave that part. And come over here. This is the jungle. Let's grab some of that purple. Let's see what that makes. It's the new one. Manganese violet. Maybe it's not new. Do you know if it's new? Alright. Some purples. Purples. This is jungle. That's backlit. Backlit jungle. You can't really tell. I'm sorry if you're gonna crink in your neck. I can't move this yet. Maybe, oh, actually I can. I can now. I can. I lied. Big fibber. Put in the comments what you're drinking. I have some tea that went cold on me, but I'm gonna take a wet my whistle. All right. Let's look here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thinking, some of you have some gouache. And if you're if you're not painting this and you do this later, guess what? I can put that gouache right here and have a nice, soft sun. That's really big. And I could probably go lighter. And I'm gonna take some orange. here. And I'm just kind of sculpting into that. And then I'm going to take some yellow under here. And I'm now making it smaller. I want this to have some soft light edges. Now I'm gonna go lovely epic orangey orange. Look at that. Now just really backlit that bad boy. Leaving some white along this edge of our Tomb Raider. There is another mountain, but I'm not gonna paint it just yet. Alright, I'm gonna put the orange back over here, up on the other end. Over here by his hand. Guess what? Because that whip is gonna go nay-nay. The whip is gonna go darker. So what's happening is it's getting a nice buckle. Now we're gonna go into that rose. Whoa. Nope, I didn't want that. So there we go, like that. And then paper towel, paper towel, paper towel. Double up. There we go. There's actually gonna be a tree branch right there next week. We'll be painting that tree. And that's nice and blotchy, which I like. I like it. I like it a lot. Now I can go back in with some, buff titanium. Buff titanium. Buff titanium. Da-da-da, da-da. I'm painting some little, this is called, some of you when you started watercolor at the beginning, you knew this word and then somehow you learned other words. Dry brushing. Dry brushing. Dry brushing. Alright, now if you take a little bit of graphite gray, add it to our buff titanium, and then we kind of get in here and tighten up these edges just a little bit. So I'm not painting out our friend. I'm now building he's like, I'm at the wrong tomb. Like, what are you talking about? You got the treasure under your freaking arm. He's like, oops, I did not know this treasure was here. So, I was supposed to be over there. And here we go. Nice and dark. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. What do you guys think of this? Is this just entertaining, or you're just enjoying it? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. So this is gonna go blue, gray. So buff titanium, add some blue. It's not the blue that would make lavender. So this is gray. Jeez. Gabriel Stockton. This is gray, leaving some white at the edge of the building. This goes like this. And we've got our King Tut, or whatever. So leave some of that edge of white, but this gets gray here. He's backlit, but then it comes up and then it gets light again. And then we've got this, and then the nose, and then the mouth, and the cheek. He looks like he's frowning. He's so sad. So you guys aren't painting. This was our ruin that is broken. So this goes, that's the edge. And I'm thinking the light. I don't know. This would cast a shadow. This stinking. You guys got me doing this hard thinking stuff. I gotta think if light is hitting that, this is coming across like that. And so that would also be darked out. You guys made me do hard stuff. It's not very nice. All right, we'll say that's hitting there, and then now this goes from thin to thick. You know, you read those comic books. Bum, bum, bum. If you get it wrong, it's okay. And there was another ruin here or something. Oh, the whip. That's the whip. I was like, there's something here. The whip. And then this comes. That's green stuff. Jungle. Jungle. I was gonna go from jungle to Davy Crockett. Like, jungle, jungle Crockett. Alright. I'm just being a silly goose. Look at this. This is light coming from our rescue guy. There it is. Dun dun dun. This is gouaches. I want that milky, milky goodness. And it's dirty gouache, because it's gonna get some pretty gouaches put onto it later. I don't know if we'll finish this headlight stuff business today, but we will get this done next week. So hopefully get your stuff drawn, and you're doing this with me, and we are painting this fun piece. I've already got some cool stuff lined up for the next picture. Oh my goodness. But I can't tell you. Some more darker trees. Darker trees, darker trees, darker. How about that mountain in the distance, Gabriel? Well, how about that mountain? What about that mountain in the distance? Woof, woof. All right. This is looking pretty cool. Looking pretty cool. Looking pretty cool. Looking pretty cool. I don't know. I'd ask if you like this, but if I check the comments and there's no comment, then I'm like, hey, wait. There's the headlight. And we're gonna get on the headlights next week. I was saying tonight, we are putting the base, the bare necessities. There's no way we're gonna finish this tonight. There's no way. I already said we were gonna just do this in 3. Nope. Yep. Andy! Andy! I'm right here, Andy. That's what he's saying. Andy! It, a little bit of gouache, a little bit of yellow, and a little bit of that red. And we paint this like this. And like this. Uh-oh. And, this actually is going to get darker. So, a little pro tip, when you are painting and you're in your happy zone, like I am now, with you, sometimes a positive thought comes to your mind, hopefully. I know what you're saying, Eric. Never. Hashtag never. I'm just kidding. So when a positive thing comes to you to paint, that's kind of intuitive painting. So, like, it just came to me, maybe paint that just a little more darker and dynamic, and then lift and lift and leave it alone. So that came, and I saw to do that, and I came in agreement with it. And so if you know anything about the power of agreement, that can also happen in your painting process. That's right. So that's looking pretty cool, and we'll see what that looks like when it dries. This is the light, that gouache with a little bit of Hansa yellow. Gonna be creamy, creamy, creamy. Look at that. Would you look at that? And nice creaminess, glow action. And we'll put some on our building here. Just a little. All right. Well, let's put some pants on Indy. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Well, we already got some green. So, Quangle Deep. They're kind of like a khaki, right? So, but some areas are gonna have some shadows. So let's try that, and that's pretty dark. Because why? Because we have the wrong brush. The wrong brush. The wrong brush is going to give me dark colors, yo. So let's first just get rid of whitey on the khakis, except for the front, where that light is hitting here. Maybe that's hitting there. Maybe. And there we go. That thigh gets a shadow. There's no light hitting the top of his leg. But there was on the front of him. Darn it. That's alright. So we just lift. Now this gets dark. Just like that. Maybe a little too dark. More water. Because you got plenty of pigment. And that's a nice little... Hello. Hello, dearie. Now I take that same color of the bag and put it on that strap. See that strap? Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. You know, I'm just kind of curious. I'm going to pull back the tape. Not because I'm done. Because I just want to see how it's coming along. I like to do this. Because, you know, I'm just so not... No, I'm not sponsored by a tape company. I do not get free tape. I go to the dollar store, just like you. If you're buying tape for watercolor for, like, too much money, stop it. Get inexpensive stuff. Alright, we are almost done. And there's 10 of you. Holy mackerel, with 7 thumbs ups. Thank you so much. Look at that. Ooh, isn't that cool? The way that light is hitting there. We're getting what's called chiaroscuro. Who knows what chiaroscuro is? Riddle me this. Riddle me that. That's the only thing you don't want to do when you pull the tape off. But if I just take some clean water, Kuna Matata, it means no worries. There we go. All right. Dun 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 dun. There we go. So I am really enjoying. We were talking about doing. Now, if you don't know what I'm doing right now, I'm just doing what we did a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, we actually looked at one of these cool heads, and that was legit artifact. Remember that? And this is paint by memory. And so that was not paint by memory. That was drop a big old freaking water thing. All right, check it out. I've been doing a lot of drawing, and it has changed my art tremendously. I mean, I cannot emphasize the importance of drawing. This year, some of you know, each year I pick a word or meditate. I get a download on a really cool word for the year, and that word for me was rebranding. And I've been learning some really cool drawing stuff. And when you're drawing, often you're creating not just drawing, but that's why I have you using a round. I had one lady go, I only use flats. I never use rounds. I said, really? Because I pretty much saw you using a pencil for your drawing process. Smarty pants. And her buddy's probably here watching. Mr. Lee Bueller, are you here with us today? I miss you, buddy. Gosh. Man, I'm gonna start tearing up just thinking about you. Mr. Bueller was always bringing me out to his wonderful city, Hagerstown. If you guys want me to come to your city and paint and teach some people, I'm down. Message me. I will tell you the rates. We can do it. Or you can come here. But I do have a daily rate, and you would get your buddies together. I had a doctor hire me recently, and he already had a painting group that came to his house, and he said, Gabriel, we have a little group that gets together and paints, and I would love for you to come. What do you charge? And I said, well, how long do you want me to teach for? And he said, oh, yada yada hours. And I go, oh, I have a little hourly rate. And then, do they need supplies? And he said, yes. And he goes, I'm just gonna pay for it. And then so I actually gave him a pretty good deal since he forked out all the dough. But yeah, super rad opportunities just around the corner. Anyways, Mr. Bueller, you rock. You will always rock, and always, you're locked in there in my heart, buddy. So, Jean Brilliant, right here for this pyramid. Not quite. I lied. Let's add some gray, graphite gray. This pyramid. This, by adding layers, friends, ladies and germs, by adding layers and other things, overlapping layers, you're creating distance. There's going to be a little sunburst on this pyramid. You're like, what? A sunburst? You've never done sunbursts. Well, guess what? I'm literally a new man. That's right. I'm walking around and people are like going, Gabriel, where's the rest of you? Because I've lost 85 pounds now. And I don't look sickly. Don't worry. Eric, don't worry. My goal is around the corner, 155. 155. Sunburst. So don't make this other side of the pyramid, but make this point over here. And a little bit of Monica right here. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I digress. With the new branding, my paintings are getting better. With the weight loss, it's just wonderful. So what's happening here? Why did you make, Gabriel, why did you make this one warm? Uh-oh. Why did you make this warm right here, mister? Why did I make this warm? You may ask. this light is hitting these pyramids. Okay? With that light hitting this pyramid, it's giving reflected light. Alright? This light is hitting this ruin. Alright? And it's reflecting light. But this one's so far away, it's not as warm. And yes, I know these are two different ruins. I'm a crazy person. This is our imagination. Leave that left brain checked at the door. I'm gonna put a little bit of light here on the Jeep. This is that intuitive talk stuff. Well, I'm super excited. I get to celebrate my lovely wife's birthday, and we get to go to some cool places for her birthday. And I just go for the ride because well, of course I do buy her gifts and may make her something, maybe not. But I'll take pictures. We will get to have a good time for her birthday this weekend. So I hope you've got wonderful things happening this weekend. I will be at the San Diego Watercolor Society on Friday to accept my award. Thank you. Thank you. It's such an honor to get an award finally from the juror that's giving this award. He is that is another whole talk. I will be here if I start talking about him, you guys. But anyways, I'm gonna put a little bit of warmth, glow around our guy yelling at Indy. Indy! So I'm gonna come back and put more details in him later. This should actually be orange. Wait a minute. Hold the horses. That should be orange. So guess what? I'm gonna take some gouache. Yeah. And then, oh, what just happened? Look at that. Would you look at that? Yep. Instead of white, some oranges. Hey, look at that. Hey, June. There are still people here. Wow, you guys are rocking it. Who's still here? Sally, what are you doing special loose to weight? Oh, what am I doing to lose the weight? There is out here in California land, we have a hospital group started up when I was in high school in the 90s. Could you believe that? In the 90s, there was this new hospital called Kaiser Permanente. And I actually thought I was going to go into art therapy. And, well, I learned all this terminology stuff, and I was going and doing this after-school program. And I saw how some people got treated, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. It had nothing to do with Kaiser. It had to do with people. But when I saw the way some people were being treated, even people working, and that's why I have like empathy for our good friend Eric, who would love to be painting instead of being a doctor. Can't blame him. I said no. I love people too much. Anyways, so there's this group called Positive Choice, and I think now you don't have to be part of Kaiser to join. You can be in the program. So it's called Positive Choice. I started back in January 19th. I am on week 17. No. Friday. I'll be on week 17. And so you get these bars. You get like 4 different bars. It's not Weight Watchers. You get these, there's 2 soups. You get, some tasty shakes. And you get, the bars were like too good. Like I didn't even feel like I was dieting. Oh my goodness. So anyways, you have 2 different soups. You have 4 different shakes. There was a really tasty what is it called? Mocha. The mocha I put in my coffee in the morning, so it's like this meal replacement. And that meal replacement, yeah, it just changes your life. Anyways, I'm getting down to my weight that I should be at, on the BMI. And what started it was one thing I need a umbilical cord hernia surgery, and the other thing is I need to be a healthy person because you guys want me to paint for you every Wednesday. And I have a beautiful, amazing wife I look forward to spending my life with, and amazing children who I love and adore, and I know they would like me to stick around too. So someone took a picture of me last December. I did a demonstration, and I was like, that guy's gotta go away. So I struggled with the loss of my sister. My sister was, some of you know, was drinking out on her motorcycle. Not on purpose, but someone was on their cell phone. And my sister was going down Highway 20. And she got hit. She's probably going way too fast too. But yeah. Sadly, she died at 60. And so I was mourning her death. And that was hard for me. And you got to be careful because there's very pelleted foods out there, and there's very palatable kombuchas and all kinds of other stuff that can, let's just say, I kind of checked out. I looked at my step count. I wasn't moving much because, you know what? I got a really nice leather couch. And I do like me also some wonderful YouTubes too. So yes, that's right. Your host here likes to watch the YouTubes too. So these are gonna get nice and dark here. Anyhow, so I went to my doctor and I said, what do we do? And he says, you've got to maybe sign up for this program. We're back to the pants. We're back to the pants, back to the pants. And then we're gonna hop off here, because it's past my dinner time. So we just started introducing food again. It's weird after you've been on meal replacements for a good amount of time. You kind of forgot to paint, or not, you forgot. Yup, yeah, I forgot how to paint. You could tell, right? I forgot how to cook. It's kind of weird. Even making salad dressing, that's just bizarre. Anyways, it's all good. You know, it was a learning experience. You know, mourning my sister's passing, and of course, I think you're all gonna handle it the way you're gonna handle it. All right. And so whether if that's with prayer and fasting or whatever, good for you. Not everybody is super cool like you. Some of us, well, we have our own struggles, right? So anyways, there's a shadow here. Well, there's light coming here and light coming here, and that's going to be a tough one. We got dual lighting going on here, folks. And I did not. So anyways, if you get some of this painting done through the week. That was a very long answer to your question. So the program is called Positive Choice. I think they're starting to do a lot more online stuff. So guess what? You may be able, you don't have to have Kaiser. Here's a shoe. Yes, Eric, it's moon glow. A little moon glow in your palette. And a little bit of this and a little bit of brown. What triad is that, mister? Because Eric's watching this replay, painting with me, hopefully. And there's this other boot. The boot, super simple. So anyways, I digress again. This is fun. I'm definitely gonna I'm not gonna speak before I finish it, but this would be a cool one probably for Comic-Con. And yeah. This is gonna go a little bit darker here. Just for the time being, and it's gonna make it look like it's going down. Down, down, down. Rain of fire. I was raised around music. How about you? You know what they say, a family that plays music together stays together. Put in the chat if that is true. I'm curious. Then we're gonna go this way. A little bit darker there. What? Ooh! Ooh! Good times. So anyways, you awesome people are still here, and I'm still here. We're all still here, but I've got to roll, so I think I'm gonna leave it at this, because now I've got pretty much the bulk of this dramatic scene knocked out. I would love to see what you guys come up with this. Oh my gosh, I would be so impressed. And if you're like, I don't know, if you're in 2097 or 3000, like YouTube's got to be here still. If you are, I'm dead and gone. Would you get a hold of one of my children or grandchildren and say, I painted your father's picture. Your great-grandfather's picture. I watch his replays of his... Oh, come on, Gabriel. My imagination just runs wild. It's out of control. All right, look at that. We're really dramatic lighting there now, but you see where it's going, right? Bum, bum, bum. Look at this. What? No. No. Too much. All right. We're going to end there. Good times. Thank you so much for joining me and encouraging my behavior. You all are amazing and wonderful. I look forward to chatting with you next Wednesday as we dive into finishing this lovely piece. Take a screenshot, and I might do some more of the pants and the bag. Obviously. So that bag, this strap. His butt is sticking out way too much. It's so weird. For some reason, that booty needs to come down. But he's almost about to fall off the stinking cliff, though, right? Look at that. Look at that. Cool. Treasure. Treasure. And we will work more on that treasure next week. Thank you again. My name is Gabriel Stockton. This is Watercolor Wednesday. And I am out. Thank you. Thank you. You are amazing. Keep those brushes wet. And, you know, you're not far off from, you know, possibly teaching somebody. Yeah. I'm just testing out some of these little boop, boop, boops. And, so you're not far off from teaching somebody how to do this also. I've just painted enough bad paintings to create maybe something that's decent enough to paint. You know, not every painting's a winner. But when you do make a winner, it's a good time. All right, take care. I am ending here. This is some grout in our bricks. Grout. Not Groot. Not Groot. Grout. Bum, bum, bum. Drop a little turquoise in there. Whoops. Little turquoise. Alright. Those bats. Oh my goodness. I gotta do one bat. One bat. A bat right here. This one's saying, Gabriel, Gabriel. Nope, wrong. This little blood sucker. Look at this little bat. He's going batty. There's movies I used to watch. Eric might even know. But I used to quote from this one movie. And that guy sees bats. He starts swatting them while he's driving down, and he's going to Vegas, and he's in the desert. Oh, okay. We're done. Have a wonderful night, guys. Take care. We will get on that snake, and we will get on the Monkey King, and we will get on these trees, finish up the smoke, get this angry guy built up. You know, that moon glow. Eric just, you know, this guy right here. Andy! You better run. He's got a gun. There it is. All right. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Can you tell I'm having so much fun with you? Thank you so much for encouraging my behavior. Have a wonderful week. I am really hanging up the phone. My ear now is red and burning. If you never had a rotary phone, you have no idea what I'm talking about, and I'm sorry. I'll have to share that another time. There's those steps. Gosh. And dang it. This dude back here's like, paint me, paint me. I'm in between his legs. He's just in the distance, running up to you. He needs some action. All right. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. Have a wonderful night. See you guys. There's more of you on here now. All right. I have to go eat my dinner and get ready for tomorrow. Take care. You guys rock. I appreciate you being here. It encourages me. Thank you. Doing art doesn't have to be lonely. And you guys make it fun by showing up. Thanks. Cheers. And I get to go learn from Joseph Zvukovich this week. Take care. I'll share what happens. Bye. On that note, thanks a lot, Gabriel. All right. Paint this stuff, and we will be back next week to finish it up. Bye.